why I do this is because I know there's men out there like my dad. They have a lot of struggles and fight a lot of demons, but he never let them get in the way of his love as a father. Felt like we had almost a duty to deliver this message of gratitude for the unsung and the unseen heroes of our community. So if somebody knows a hero out there that needs some help, let us know, but we don't want to leave anybody behind. Our message isn't that there's anything wrong, it's thank you. If anybody is a hero, if you believe they're a hero, I believe they're a hero, we got a nomination from your daughter. And there's something different about that. And I want to teach people how to show genuine gratitude. And I hope that this is a situation where people see this happening and say, hey, like I want to step up too. I want to be a hero.
Yeah. What's everybody fighting for? Why can't people help people? That's the question.
Oh my God, it's people helping people!
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back for round 2 of People Helping People. We started this podcast with no audio, but welcome to another amazing episode of People Helping People. Yeehaw! Feels good. We're in the mix now. I can see that we've got audio levels right. Beautiful. Well, today I'm not going to waste any time because we have somebody in studio. We're doing things a little bit different, trying new things out. And like I said to you guys, we want to have more in-person conversations. So here we are. We're making it happen. And today we're joined by Matt, and he is the give me the proper name before.
Executive Director of Hero Breakfast.
The Executive Director of Hero Breakfast, and he's here live in studio today. Welcome, Matt.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Well, for the people that don't know, go ahead and give us a brief introduction and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm Matthew Crandell. I was born and raised in Tucson, Arizona, right here, and I had a pretty successful career in sales, and I've worked in construction. And because I grew up here and my family has run multiple businesses here, I've been exposed to, all the Tucson stuff that kids here get exposed to, and got to know a lot of really cool business owners over the years and stuff like that. And eventually I found myself in a situation professionally where we wanted to give back. And what we did was we didn't have a whole lot of cash on hand for this experience, but we started taking our friends that, we felt had helped us out in our lives to breakfast. And after a couple times, one of our veteran friends was like, you should do this for people. And so we decided that we would open it up to kind of the public. We were still paying out of pocket. And we had a pretty simple landing page where you could nominate a hero. And in the beginning, we really focused on this idea of the, hero categories that were pretty standard: military, veteran, first responder. But as soon as we opened the website up, we started getting these amazing nominations for single moms and school bus drivers and friends and, just people that were regular people that had stepped up in the community and helped out. So we very quickly decided that we were going to change our focus and our message. And, through these stories that we were hearing and learning, we felt like we had almost a duty to deliver this message of gratitude for the unsung and the unseen heroes of our community. So that's kind of what started it. And then eventually we were kind of challenged into making it a nonprofit.
Yeah.
And it is the best thing I've ever done, for sure. But, it was not the plan. It just all kind of came together, the right people, the right time. And the community's been wholly supportive, and I can't even tell you the stories that we've been exposed to. It's just amazing. The people that step up for us.
Yeah, that is amazing. And I first off want to tip my hat to you. And like we said on the podcast that was muted, was our mutual friend Mike Solkowski. Shout out to Mike.
Yep.
He introduced us, and I heard the story of Hero Breakfast, and it just is, like you said, it's something that the people of the everyday world that are going through life are doing heroic things and are heroes to certain people and individuals, and to give them the moment of being nominated for something like that, I feel like is very special. It's something so unique. I'm curious, so you said that it started with bringing in people from, you know, like you said, the heroes of the world, of the firefighters and the military, and kind of evolved. What happened when that first evolution took place? Like when you started seeing these other nominations coming in, like what did that look like?
This episode is sponsored by the Diabetes Network of Arizona, a community built by people living with type 1 diabetes for people living with type 1 diabetes. They host Arizona's only family camp for type 1 diabetics, giving kids and family a place to connect, learn, and feel understood. Every dollar raised stays right here in Arizona, helping local families get the care and supplies that they need. No one should ever face diabetes alone, and with your help, they don't have to. You can make a difference today by clicking the donation link in the description. The Diabetes Network of Arizona, building a stronger, healthier Arizona together. Let's get back into the episode.
Really, it was just more of a change of mindset and heart a little bit. You know, not that I didn't recognize that in people before, because, you know, now that we're down this path, I mean, you know, most of what I talk about in the stories I tell are about the people from my past that, you know, were very quiet heroes in the sense that, you know, neighbors and friends and stuff like that. But really, as we started getting those types of nominations, it just, every hero led to another hero.
Yeah.
You know, all their stories involved another hero or their mentor. At the breakfast, we allow them to bring a guest.
Oh, cool.
So, you know, it was always like this wild experience where, you know, you have this person that was nominated and then they brought their guest and they're equally as much of a hero. I mean, when they sit and start discussing things and, you know, open up to each other. So, you know, that just really kind of set us back a little bit in the sense that I guess we started just kind of thinking, well, we'll do something nice for people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, you know, we just realized that this is more than that. I mean, it touches the hearts of people, and we've just had some exposure to some amazing situations, and we are shooting a TV show, and it's going to be called The Hero Show.
Nice.
And so, you know, that's why I'm kind of staying away from some of the storytelling right now. But we have an amazing woman that we have met named Hope Harrison, whose husband died in a terrorist attack in Africa. And, you know, we wouldn't be able to connect with her without, you know, this experience that we've gone through, this road of, you know, meeting the regular everyday hero all the way to SEAL Team 6 members. Wow. And so, but, you know, she's going to trust us to tell her story. Wow. And we are incredibly honored by that. But, you know, these are the people that we kind of eventually find.
Yeah.
And, you know, there's dozens more, and there's some stories that can't be told, but
Sure.
You know, we're here to honor those too and do what we can for those situations and those families.
Yeah. God, that's amazing, man. And the fact that this has evolved over time, like you said, not only turning into a nonprofit, but now a show based on these heroes to really shine the light on the people that are doing good and have not been spoken about. And usually the heroes within our lives are people that either our parents are telling us stories about and are lost over time.
Yes.
And gosh, I mean, as you're telling me about the hero breakfast, I'm thinking of my heroes growing up.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm thinking about how special it would have been to give them that moment, to give them that opportunity to go and sit down and just be thanked for what it is that they do.
Yeah. And I mean, the reason that we don't do a lot of fanfare and make it a big, you know, thing and put people on stage and stuff is because most of these people, I mean, they argue with us in the beginning. Yeah. I'm no hero, you know? And I mean, it's almost, now I've become a little bit of an expert in heroes and how to deal with them. But, you know, I kind of have to go into this little convincing speech of, but no, you've made a difference. And, you know, somebody wants to honor you, and I'm not trying to put you on stage and, you know, prance you around. We want to have breakfast with you. We want you to sit with other heroes and just feel honored by the community. And we're going to shake your hand and say thank you.
Wow. God, that's powerful.
And we've learned so much from the breakfasts themselves, just the discussions and, how to help people and find, more heroes. And it's just amazing, when they start to open up what they will talk about and, the kindred spirits that are found at the breakfast.
Yeah.
And the other thing that we do is we have a Heroes in Hardship program. And, we don't have a lot of funding right now, but we want to help heroes that may have some quality of life needs that aren't being met. And so if somebody knows a hero out there that needs some help, let us know. First thing we try to do is connect them with bigger resources than us if we can, and then then we figure out how we can help, but we don't want to leave anybody behind. And we've helped people get their military benefits. We've helped some situations with therapy and household repairs. So, I mean, it's very humbling.
Yeah.
One. And two, there's no other honor that I've ever felt, like this in my life. It's just that, when I'm able to help somebody, especially somebody that, was pointed out by the community as, a hero, it's an amazing feeling.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so incredible when you find purpose in service. And you really have boiled it down to something so unique. And I've never heard of anything like this before. And that's why I was interested. I'm like, what on earth is a hero breakfast? And when I first heard that, immediately I went to XYZ, the military vets, which are also heroes. But in the back of my head, I don't know anybody that is doing those things.
Right.
My old man is my hero.
So, and that's what's really interesting is, from the vast, selection of nominations or stories we hear, it is wild to me how many heroes are, it's siblings, children, parents, grandparents, cousins and aunts and uncles. And it is just awe-inspiring when people talk about that. We do a networking event every third Wednesday at the Station Pub and Grill at 9 a.m. Station Pub and Grill's in Marana. And it is a business networking event, but we do things quite a bit differently there. It is, we call it Who's Your Hero Networking. And the first thing that we do is we go around the room and have them talk about their heroes instead of introducing their business and stuff. There's another little twist to the event. If you come, you can check it out. But and also we invite the public. If you want to come to our networking event, it is not just about business to business networking. Number one, we want to hear your hero stories. You get to hear our hero stories. But the other thing is, what better chance to introduce yourself to community members and business owners that are like-minded.
Yeah.
Our position on this is gratitude, and that we love this town, we love this community, and we want to lift it up. A rising tide lifts all ships.
Man, I love that, bro. And I feel as though that is so powerful, having a network of business owners for one, but then the vulnerability to give them a moment to share whomever it is that helped guide them and make them who they are and why they're doing what they're doing. Like,
it's powerful.
I believe it, man. Gosh.
When we changed it so that they told the hero stories, because we used to kind of stand up and we'd have a speaker or we'd tell a story or whatever, and we just kind of were like, well, like, we need to get them more to be a part of this experience. We just kind of offered, if anybody wants to tell a story, let's do it. Yeah. And number one, everyone in the room told a story.
Wow.
Number two, they all came up and took the stage to do it.
Really?
Yeah. So it was pretty cool. And the next couple events, not everybody wants to go to the stage and stuff, but it was like, once it started happening, everyone was like, yeah, I need to tell my story. Wow. And one of the more powerful ones was a gentleman told a story about, his neighbor that just kind of always was there and helpful. And that one day he noticed that he wasn't coming out to, check his mail, and he hadn't seen him in a few days, and went and checked on him, and he had fallen ill and was in pretty rough shape, and they had to get an ambulance and stuff. But it was one of those moments where I sat there and thought to myself, how cool that he even noticed his neighbor, wasn't there. And I think back on my life and my neighbors and stuff, and I've had some good neighbors and good neighborhoods, but just how much do I really pay attention to that, and would I check? And I just thought, man, that's like really good-hearted.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so those are the stories that we kind of miss, with this idea that we focus on, what I generally call the dramatic heroes. We love them. We want to honor them too. We've honored many of them. Most of my personal heroes are military and, have been in combat and stuff. So they have some pretty wild stories.
Sure.
However, when you put 30 people in a room and start asking them who your hero is, not everybody has that direct link to law enforcement or firefighting or, something like that. So it is really cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel as though the fact that those people, because when I think of an event like that, and let's say I was nominated to be a hero, I would be nervous to say why I was a hero. Like, I love the way that you have it set up, because the person that is nominating you is there to tell you why.
Yes.
And that's really special.
Yeah. And, we're real gentle with all of it, and, contacting and inviting and all that stuff, because, not everybody wants to, be accosted, I guess.
Yeah.
So, we approach it with a very gentle hand.
Yeah.
And, but most of it has been incredibly exciting. And one thing that I remind people sometimes is we've had some, figures like police chiefs and mayors and stuff nominated. And we are not political. We are not religious. It's about the moment of heroism. So, but almost all of these people were nominated by somebody that was very close to them in their life, a child or, somebody that was within their family. And there's something different about that.
Yeah.
As a police chief, they stand up many times and accept awards and give little speeches and stuff. But when you call somebody of that, level of leadership and say, hey, we got a nomination from your daughter.
Wow. Powerful.
That's different.
That's powerful.
And I'm not going to make you stand up and take a speech. I just want to buy you breakfast.
Wow.
And say thanks for being you, because somebody noticed. And that's why we need your nominations, the public's nominations.
Yeah. Yeah. And I want to talk about that. So let's say, first, let's touch on what the Hero Breakfast looks like, right? We're going to Hero Breakfast. I've nominated my father, my grandfather, my mother. A lot of heroes in my life, right?
Yeah.
I've nominated them. We're going to this breakfast. Kind of walk me through what that looks like. And I don't want to take away from the magic of the whole thing.
No, I don't.
All right.
We can share all that.
Yeah.
So we put together a private breakfast, and it is a buffet, but it's a hot buffet, and it's incredible. It's very high quality food. We are sponsored or partnered with Merit Foods and the Station Pub and Grill. So they kind of help us out with this, but on a Saturday morning, we would invite 5 heroes, and it is kind of tricky to get 5 people together,
Sure.
So we have to plan it in advance and stuff. But so 5 heroes, they're each allowed to bring a guest. So a total of 10 people are invited, and then there's a couple community members and us. So we do allow sponsorship of the breakfast and, people to kind of be involved, but we don't like a big crowd. So we try to make sure that we're close to about 15. Otherwise, it gets to be too much. And everybody comes in, kind of gets greeted, sits down. And then we essentially do a little thank you speech. I stand up and say why they're here and thank them. And they get presented with a gift bag that generally has some really cool stuff in it. We don't want to just give them junk. So we get high quality, flashlights, tools, knives, things like that.
Some EDCs.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
I love
most of
that.
it is that. There's some snacks sometimes. It just depends on who's involved with the bags. You can donate stuff for the bags too.
Nice.
And it's a pretty cool bag that's branded and stuff. So they get to take something with them. And absolutely the only thing that we are there for is to promote their conversation with each other the rest of the time. So we sit at the table, we break bread, and we just talk.
Nice.
And, they, after a minute or two, generally we start hearing some stories and the whys and hows, because, the guests that they bring are equally as heroic. So, I mean, we really get 10 heroes every time. And so once, they start talking about why they're there, then, it stimulates some conversation. And I mean, we've been able to help some people directly from the table.
Wow.
And we had a young lady that, had a pretty poor experience in the military, and she did not go after her benefits when she left because she didn't have a lot of trust for the military. And she was pregnant and, basically going to have the baby at her cost and all that. And she told us the story. And within 3 or 4 days, we had her fully benefited.
Wow.
So she had the baby at the government's expense.
I mean, just to be able to be in a room of people that maybe have or have not done these things and open up the doors to conversation. And I can only imagine people like that in those situations that are heroic and have somebody there sponsoring them. So obviously it's a certain type of person that you're having sitting around a table. Like you said, like everybody's got stories, and then there's the portion of community.
Yeah.
Like that is incredible for other people to hear someone else's story and be like, you know what? Either I have the resources or I know somebody that does.
Yeah. And that's what I'm about. I've been community for a long time, family business, born here. And I just cannot say enough about our community because they do come together. I mean, when we ask, they show up. And I love that. I mean, that's, the reason we're doing this. We want to pull community together, but our message isn't that there's anything wrong. It's thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gosh, that's so powerful, man. That is so powerful. Well, I just want to say thank you for doing what you do and bringing those people together, because the power of communication, the power of community, the power of people just wanting to be there for their neighbors. I mean, that is what the foundation of people helping people is. That's what we've poured here, and that's what we're continuing to do. And so when Mike told me what you were doing again, it was like, let's connect. I mean, we're on the same wavelength. We're parallel to one another in different lanes, and it's something so special. But I want to talk a little bit about how people get involved, right?
Okay.
How do people get nominated, or where do you need to go?
So herobreakfast.com. And there's a nomination tab. If you scroll down a little bit, it's going to pop up anyway. But you just go in there. I think there's like 6 little fields you got to fill in. Go ahead and send us the information. We will reach out to your hero and let them know that they've been nominated, and basically get them on the schedule for breakfast. And if you want to nominate anonymously, you can. So, we don't have to tell them who nominated them. And again, we approach it real gently. So, some of them don't necessarily want to go to a breakfast. And sometimes we get nominations outside of Tucson that, we just can't put it together.
Yeah.
So, they still get a thank you card and a T-shirt, basically a little hero package if we cannot get them to the breakfast. But we do, it's about the conversation. It's about the moment.
Yeah.
And I mean, if once we get you to one, which I'll get you to one, I mean, that's really what it is, I mean, you're just kind of like almost stuck in this surreal moment with them. And it's important. And I mean, we, the feedback we get is huge. And like I said, we can't tell all the stories that are told at the table and stuff. But I mean, I had a gentleman at one point come to me and essentially tell me that he was on the verge of giving up, and that, he was nominated, and that he came to he came alone, didn't invite a guest. And he just was like, I mean, I was kind of done, and this has recharged my soul.
Wow.
So, and that's like huge when that stuff happens.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, herobreakfast.com.
Yeah.
And you put your nomination in, and then, we'll start the process and, get them on the list. And it is that anybody is a hero. If you believe they're a hero, I believe they're a hero.
Yeah.
We've had single moms, school bus drivers. One of my favorite nominations is a young man that started a sober group on Facebook.
Oh, nice.
And I mean, just the nomination was incredible. The kid said he saved his life. And so that's, just when I say hero, people are like, oh, well, I don't really know a hero. And I mean, so I'm always like, okay, let's talk.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's talk about your mom and your dad.
Yeah.
And what about your boss? And,
Yeah.
because it is
A
kind of
teacher
wild.
at
Yeah.
the-
It's
yeah.
wild what people, are going to come up and say when they have the opportunity to say who touched their life,
Yeah. Yeah. Who
And,
made an impact and why?
So, and then if you want a little more direct involvement, obviously we do help heroes. So we do need volunteers. I believe there's a volunteer tab on the website, but there's no form yet. It just emails us. So feel free to email us from that tab.
Yeah.
So we're always kind of looking for help there.
Yeah.
And then the other thing that you can do is come to the networking event. Everyone's invited. I mean, if you have a local business that you want to share, and I mean, it doesn't have to be local. If you sell stuff, we're in. And, come hang out, tell your story. Let's introduce you to some people that we know.
Yeah.
And if you're part of the public, I mean, just come out and tell a hero story or listen to the hero stories and hang out with us, see what it's about. We'll get you involved somehow if you have the will.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that can be kind of daunting for people to step into a community, but from what I understand, it's so low pressure.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
it's really just about, I mean, really putting yourself, if you are uncomfortable to do those things, put yourself in an uncomfortable position and try something new. And I feel as though, for me personally, branching out into a community of people that you've never met can be a little bit daunting, but I can see the benefit because of the type of people that are going to be there, right?
Yeah. So I mean, it attracts a great group, and we are kind of Marana focused and based because that's where we started, and the community itself really adopted us in this idea immediately. But I'm a Tucson boy. I'm from here.
Yeah.
So it's just but I love Marana, and I love the support that we've gotten through Marana Police, the town, Northwest Fire. I mean, they were kind of the first ones that let us in and do the thing.
Nice.
And so,
Nice.
and I mean, to a certain extent, even Northwest Fire, I mean, the first one that we did for them, it was definitely practice, and it felt like it.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So, but it's so cool to work with them, and, they're always so grateful and, supportive. So
That's great. Shout out to those guys.
yeah,
Thank you.
absolutely.
Absolutely. If you guys know a hero, you're in the area, you're on the outskirts, definitely go to herobreakfast.com, reach out to
Absolutely.
them because, I mean, as you're talking, I'm thinking of all the people. I'm like, gosh, it's not just, my grandfather who's no longer here. It's not just my father, but like that third grade teacher, Mr. Fisher, if you're watching.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
he allowed me to do math at the level that I wanted to and let me excel instead of like keeping me in the group of kids.
Absolutely,
And it was
yeah.
like, it was touching. Those types of nominations are special, but I want to get to know you a little bit better, man,
right.
because like Hero Breakfast is incredible. And I feel as though somebody with the mindset to start something like that, it has to stem from somewhere. So what do you think it was that made you want to nominate others and give them their thanks and give them their flowers?
Tonight's episode of People Helping People Live is sponsored by Mike Silkowski. He's your local partner in getting your message in front of the right people. Mike specializes in helping businesses right here in Southern Arizona reach their ideal customers through TV and streaming services. He's not just sponsoring this chapter 3 of People Helping People, he's building partnerships, and he doesn't succeed unless you do. If you're ready to grow your business with someone who's invested in your success, call Mike at 515-305-5311. Again, that's 515-305-5311.
Well, I mean, my whole life, I feel like I've been surrounded by heroes, people that generally had less than that stepped up for me and, helped me or taught me, mentored me, whatever it was. So I've always kind of had a heart for that, I guess. And, my dad kind of was an unseen hero. He had a lot of battles in his life, but he showed up for me every day, and so that is a big part of, why I do this is because I know there's men out there like my dad, that just, I mean, they have a lot of struggles and, I fight a lot of demons, but, he never let them get in the way of his love as a father and supported me.
Yeah.
So, and then just as I've lived my life, I mean, my cousin Sean, went into the Army and just became a certified badass. He's always been there for me as kind of an older brother figure when the world was against me. I mean, he was the one that kind of was like, all right, man, like, let's figure it out, and, kind of kicked me in the ass and got me going.
Yeah.
And, you just, as you grow up, you just, these things happen to you and you go through the different phases of your life. But I'm much older than my other siblings. And my little brother joined the Marine Corps and, ended up in combat and, going through some stuff. And he came back a little different. And it's just something to be a big brother like that. And, he became my hero, I realized long before that, but that was kind of when I realized it, when he came home, and just to look up to your little brother like that's something.
Great.
But, that's another motivating thing. And I mean, it's simply this. When he came home, every time that he was congratulated or thanked for his service, or, somebody mentioned, hero or anything, he got really uncomfortable. And he just did not see it that way. And so, I mean, just over some time of us talking, and, we've honored him officially at a breakfast now. And, but, I took him to breakfast dozens of times, and, just kind of seeing the inside of that. And by the time I was able to do something to help people, I just had this genuine calling that it was about saying thank you.
Yeah.
It's about the gratitude.
Yeah.
And I want to teach people how to show genuine gratitude. And I hope that this is a situation where people see this happening and say, hey, like, I want to step up too. I want to be a hero. And, we're working on some kids programs and stuff too. Cool. So, we just hope that our message, can kind of transcend the negativity of the world. And I love that whole line.
They give you one of those.
I appreciate
It's
that.
so good, man. It's so good.
Yeah. And one thing that, I think about a lot, because, it's just stuff has happened fast with it, is that the first board member that I invited on was Jacob Benzenhover. He's now our treasurer.
Shout out
Shout out to
Jacob.
Jacob. He was also one of our first heroes honored.
Nice.
When we were still paying out of pocket. But we were talking, and this was a few months ago, before the idea of the show or any of this. And he was like, we can spread this message international, is what he told me.
Yeah.
And I was kind of like, well, calm down.
Yeah. Let's get it out here.
Yeah. But I always like hear him saying that. And I'm like, I think we can.
100%.
And that's it. I mean, I just want to spread the message. At the heart of it is, say thank you. It's not a pay it forward thing. I mean, it's about just being appreciative of the world and the people around you.
Yeah.
Whether it's a parent or, a police officer,
The ripple effect of what you're talking about is so incredible.
Yeah.
And I know that you're seeing it firsthand from what you're doing, but what happens after the fact is what is really amazing.
Yeah.
And those stories of that ripple carrying down through X amount of people and having that circle back and be like, okay, yes, you're feeling it again firsthand. So you know right then and there. But I'm sure you've had situations where it inspired somebody else to step up and be that hero, like you're saying. And that is just so incredible. So sharing these conversations with myself, with so important, man. It's so important. And the fact that you guys are doing it so simplistically by just breaking bread and bringing people together, like, God dang, it's so good.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't want to say it just happened, because I mean, it didn't just happen, but the kind of idea and how it formed. I mean, it was just very natural. Just as we talked to people and listened, and how we got here. Yeah. So and back to the kind of the have-nots who've helped me in my life. I mean, that's also a theme in most of these hero stories. Okay. Is just that, like, a lot of times, I mean, it's people going through bad stuff themselves that have stepped up.
Sure.
And it just, I mean, it very much resonates with me. Just when you see the world and how everyone behaves and stuff, and just the hearts of the people and where they shine.
Yeah.
And we didn't have a lot growing up and had some hardship and stuff, and that's kind of where that comes from. Is, I mean, I had people in my life that weren't probably by society standards good people, but they protected me.
Yeah. Yeah.
They made sure that my family was okay. They made sure that we were okay.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of what we're looking for. It's the quiet heroes.
Yeah. Gosh, it's so good, man. It's so good. And yeah, I feel as though, you're talking about bringing in Jacob and him saying that we can bring this nationally. Like what?
Yeah,
So because he's absolutely right.
Yeah.
I feel like every city in the U.S. needs a hero breakfast.
We talk about it a lot.
Yeah, it's like this is just a small drop in the hat, and I know that every single zip code could benefit from having these monthly meetings and then having the actual hero breakfast. How often is the hero breakfast before we go on?
So it's once a quarter.
Okay.
And then we also do agency breakfast where we will honor, like 5 people specifically from like TPD. We're doing one in the next month for them. So if you want to honor an agency, reach out to me. We'll do what we can to put it in the works. We do, again, take sponsorship on that kind of stuff. So, but we've had, a couple specific breakfasts for different agencies, including doctors' offices and stuff. So we're very open to, that kind of idea. We love events.
Yeah.
We love getting around the people,
Yeah.
doing this. So, anything like that, we're generally in for.
Yeah, that's amazing because I feel like, again, the energy in a space like that is palpable. I mean, I'm sure that it is just radiating. And the thing is, too, like you're saying with agencies, I mean, immediately in my eyes, I'm like coming together with other nonprofits that have helped other people to nominate a specific group. I mean, I know for myself, when I was in the hospital for the better half of 2 years, I was surrounded by angels. Those nurses in the ICU, I was like, oh my God.
So we did one for the pediatric nurses at TMC, and I would love to do one for another set of nurses. So if you're involved in TMC or you have an experience that you want to tell me about, please absolutely reach out to me and let's try and set something up with them, because I agree with you. Angels.
100%. I mean, I would not be here if it wasn't, I mean, physically I would have died if it wasn't for my mentality because of the good grace of those individuals.
Yeah.
So my mind just goes to all these other organizations too.
Yeah.
So to have those events at actual organizations, maybe their place of business, whatever it may be, but having you guys facilitate that with the skill sets that you've had and all the experience that you have in doing so, and making sure that people are getting their flowers properly. Yeah. Come on.
Yeah.
It's so good.
And we are good at events. So, and I think, Tucson particularly, that is key for us because we are a very, handshake town and, face-to-face town. So, I've had a lot of people try and give me some advice to, other directions and stuff. And I'm like, man, but like, this is, first of all, I can't get, the benefit in my heart from any other interaction, than that. But second of all, I mean, when we do something and invite the community out and stuff, I mean, it's so cool. Yeah. And I mean, I'd rather spend hours and hours and hours planning one of those events than, sit on social media and fish for donors.
Yeah. 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 You guys, I see the vision. I'm here with you, and I know the ripple effect, and it's so stinking important, man. But I want to talk about other branches of what you got going. If you want to dive into that stuff, right? Because not only do you have your hero breakfast, but there's some other things that you do to bring together those community members.
Yeah, so we also have a guys' night out group, and it's kind
so
of
cool.
What you were saying earlier about, people just not getting out and not, getting out of their comfort zones and stuff. That's kind of what it was born of. Women are very good at planning events and getting out and doing things with each other, and guys just aren't unless it's going to the bar or whatever, And so what we did was started using local activity-based businesses to host little guys' night out events. And so it's not, we don't mind if people drink and partake or whatever. It's not a sober group. It's not a religious group. It's just for good dudes to get together, maybe meet some new friends, strong male bonding. Most of the group is kind of involved in leadership at this point. So, it's just a great group.
Yeah.
And so we, essentially we bring guys together. We support local businesses. And what we're trying to influence is, instead of going out to the bar and spending $300 on your bar night, go to a local business that has something going on, support them.
That's cool.
And so we feature the local business and trying to get some promotion and stuff for them.
Yeah.
And but we've recently decided to form an LLC around that, and it's going to be more of an experience company. And we're going to launch some women's stuff, and in the future we're going to do some blended events, and we have some big ideas.
Nice.
So
I love it, and it's just so tough as a man. I know for myself. Luckily, I have a good little core group of friends, right? But nonetheless, to go out and meet new people from different walks of life, gosh, it's tough. And so, luckily, I've got this podcast, so I get to sit down with good people.
And I was a shy kid, and I was shy for probably most through my 20s, in the sense of I wasn't really the guy that on my own was going to go try to make new friends or meet people.
Yeah.
And so it took a long time, and honestly, it's networking for business that got me out of that. But it took a long time for me to get to the point where I could just walk up to somebody and say, "Hey, I'm Matt. What's up?"
Yeah.
And there's a lot of guys out there like that, and the world just kind of promotes it, for our behavior. But
100%.
It's just in the beginning we were kind of arguing about there's been nothing to do in this town. Everybody always says, and we were with some younger friends, and I was like, no, I'm like, you're just lazy.
Yeah.
That. It is not that there's nothing to do here. And so it's kind of challenge accepted.
Yeah.
And the first one we did, I invited a bunch of dudes to board and brush because our friend owns the place, and she's like, "Yeah, I could use some extra business." And it was, I think there was 11 guys that signed up, and they were the 11 toughest men I knew. Nice. And I gave this kind of little speech afterwards, and that's kind of how it became a thing. Is that I told him, I said, "Look, I reached out to all my friends." And I was like, you have no idea how many people sent some kind of negative message about board and brush, and painting and the guys who showed up were my law enforcement friends, my military operator friends, it was all the badasses I knew.
Yeah.
And I was like, you are the toughest men I know, and you showed up to this for me, and hell yeah.
Let's paint together.
Yeah, let's paint together.
Yeah.
And afterwards they're like, we got to do it again. You're going to do this again, right?
Man.
So we've done 4 or 5, I think. I'm actually putting together a calendar right now for the year because we're going to try and do at least 10 this year.
I love it, man. And opportunities. I feel as though these local businesses, you bring in X amount of people, 10, 20, 30. The opportunity for these businesses to be a part of what you're talking about right now.
Oh, incredible. Here's
a little rush of business for you.
Yeah.
And if the business is giving you guys a great experience, you're giving the business a great experience. That ecosystem is incredible.
Yeah. So, and definitely reach out to me if you have an idea or a business you want me to partner with. And, it's not necessarily have to be an entertainment type thing, just as long as, there's some kind of activity involved.
Yeah. Yeah, I can think of some right now. My buddy over there, shout out Jake Wilson over there at T-Town Boxing.
Oh, yeah, that'd be perfect.
Dude, have them all in there, do a session real quick. If people want to spar, here's some headgear, here's some gloves.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Man, that's great. Well, I want to thank you for coming onto the show for one, and I'm just excited because our ecosystem right now, what we've got built out, and everybody that's becoming involved in what we're doing is really exciting. I feel like there's a lot of synergy here, and there's a lot of momentum, and it feels good, man. It feels good.
Thank you so much for being here. I just want to say I'm overwhelmed with gratitude. And we have a lot of people asking us how they can get involved and support. How can they help get these kids new shoes? We came up with a way. peoplehelpingpeoplelive.com. Go there, and we have subscription tiers. We have the supporter tier, the advocate tier, and the super supporter tier. If you subscribe to any which one of those, you are donating a brand new pair of shoes to a kid that's in need. And you'll see, not only are you donating a pair of shoes, but you will get something in the mail from us here at People Helping People Live every single month. These were the last 2 months of Kayla Coffee Studios original pieces. You will get a print of these in the mail every single month, as well as some stickers. And if you choose the higher tiers, you'll get some merchandise and chances to win raffles. But everything's on the website. Go check it out. Give us a thumbs up. Subscribe to the YouTube. Share if this conversation meant something to you. We love you guys. Thank you for the support.
Yeah, I mean, just the people you and I have met in the last, I guess it's been about 6 months to a year. You know, I mean, it really feels like it's coming together for a real reason.
Yeah.
And we just have incredible support, and, you know, from not only the nonprofit side, but from the business side. Yeah. So, you know, and like I said, you know, this community, they come together pretty good.
It rocks, man.
I mean, it does.
I love Tucson.
I do too.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm always reminded that people work their entire lives to retire here.
Yeah.
And so, you know, whenever people complain about it, that's what I think. I'm like, well, I mean, you know, and I mean, I grew up here.
Yeah.
You know, but I've traveled a lot in, you know, previous positions. And I can tell you there's just a bunch of places I know I don't want to live.
Bro, come on. I mean, yeah, I say that all the time. It's like being from Oregon, from a place when we moved there, it was like 12,000 people. When we moved out, there's 25, right?
Yeah.
We might be looking at 30,000 now. But the main thing to do in that town, there's bowling, all right?
Yeah.
And that's like the hot thing to do. There's bowling, and then there's the bars. And all the bars have turned into Pinkies Up, Wine Country, and microbreweries. So it's not, there's no grungy spot to go listen to some rock and roll.
Right.
Like, there's none of that anymore. And I come to Tucson to visit, and I go around, and I'm like, oh my God, there's freaking dirt bikes on the road and side by sides and all these event spaces and incredible cuisine from all over the place.
Oh yeah, the food's incredible. And you know, just the stuff that there is to do here, it's just kind of spread out. I mean, that's the thing. You kind of got to make some effort. And you know, but we have a great music scene. Yeah. And you know, the food's incredible. And I mean, the cultures, you know, I mean, you know, everyone's always like melting pot. And I mean, it is, but you know, the Sonora Mexican culture, I mean, you know, it just brings a really great vibe to the town and the area.
100%.
And outdoors is incredible. Yeah. I mean, you know, everyone's like, there's no water. I'm like, yeah, but there's desert. And that's fun too.
Yeah. Not only that, like, we go up to Mount Lemmon. It's a 45-minute drive, an hour drive.
In the pine trees.
And it feels like you're in Oregon.
Yeah.
And my parents and sister and everybody's like, well, we'd miss the trees. And I'm like,
yeah, they're there though.
Come try it.
Yeah.
Come try it.
Yeah, come try it.
Yeah.
I agree. And I'm definitely not one of those people that tries to keep people out of Tucson.
I
was in real estate for a while, and come here. I mean, it's a great place. Yeah. You know, come spend your money.
Truly.
You know, and the community's just continually gotten better. I mean, I know that, you know, there's a lot of political stuff around, you know, Tucson itself, but I mean, the community's great. Yeah. You know?
Yeah, and you see an incredible portion of the community too, and that's what's really special, man. And I'm super grateful that not only you're here on the podcast, but I'm grateful for what you're doing for the community and the ripple effect that you're having. And you, again, you know, are one of the unsung heroes, and I'm just hoping that you get your flowers as often as you should.
Yeah, I get a lot of compliments,
Good.
But I do appreciate it. Yeah. And I appreciate your support and partnership. I mean, we couldn't do it without folks like you that were wanting to sit down and talk to us and, you know, get the message out there. Yeah. So I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
And I love what you're doing, man.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. Yeah, let's get it. Ladies and gentlemen, Matt Crandell from Hero Breakfast. What an incredible interview. I appreciate you, man. And is there anything you'd like to leave with the people before we go?
Only that recognize your heroes, even if you're, you know, just in the moment of somebody, you see somebody doing something nice, say thanks, you know, And because I mean, at the end of the day, that's what we're trying to say.
Yeah.
You know, is be appreciative when people are doing good for you or someone else. You know, the anecdote that I can give you is with kids. You know, I mean, kids do little tiny things all the time that are good and special and from their heart. You know, opening doors for their mom or you know whatever it is. And I just don't think I don't think we you know say thank you to kids enough about that, or just recognize that. Say, hey, you know what, that was really awesome, and you are a little hero for opening the door for that lady. And or standing up for your friend or whatever it was, you know. And so I think that's big for us. And so, you know, be an example.
Powerful.
You know,
powerful.
Be a good example.
What an incredible episode. Thank you for being here, man. I sincerely appreciate you. And thank you for everybody that's tuning in. If you haven't already, give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. We'll see you over on YouTube. And we'll also see you on Friday's live show at 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. We'll talk to y'all later.
Thank you.
Deuces.
Yeah. What's everybody fighting for? Why can't people help people? That's the question.